My name is Grande. I teach 3rd grade at Hastings-Mallory Elementary. And this summer I was trained briefly in the Vicki Gibson model for a teaching structure for your classroom. And part of that teaching structure is having a business center for the students. So I wanted to show you my business center and show you the parts that I have in it and why the things are there. We'll start, I think we'll go from left to right. We use a lot of sign language, American Sign Language in our classroom, and I taught that to the students early this year. And so I have posters as a reminder of what the signs are in case I use them and they forget what they are. We also have anything on this business center are all items that the students will use to reference for the business of a school day, any time of the day. So we also have our letter days posted because our school uses a 6-day rotation schedule for that. So we post the letter day. I have the calendar which will show, this is ready for the next day, but it shows the current day. I also have a special schedule for whatever letter day they have a certain special, such as phys ed or library. I have a copy of our class pledge, which is something we say every day after announcements. I also have the school lunch calendar, and I have some copies of a sheet the students can use for sending notes to school, for illness, for a bus pass needed, something that they would need. Right, we'll move to the next section. Up here is a posting of the activities for our daily schedule. And this is set for tomorrow. So at a glance, at any given time, the kids could look up and know exactly what it is they're going to be doing, how long it takes, and what comes next. This pocket chart is for our workstation time. We do an hour of ELA workstations with using the Vicki Gibson model. We do an hour for math as well. So, and I use the same rotation, but I have 4 blocks of time. They're 15 minutes each. And my teams in the room are lettered A, B, C, and D. So when we get ready to move from station to station, I have a timekeeper. That's a student responsibility. And he or she will take the timer and they will call the groups to go to the activity or table that they're to start at. So team A would come to teacher-led station first. Teams B and D would move to a collaborative station with their partner, and then team C would work at the independent station. 15 minutes later, the timekeeper will announce the switch and then who goes to what station rotation. Since it is the same and it hasn't changed, the students are almost memorizing the order at this point, which is awesome. The other item that I have on the Business Center are the teams, who belongs on what team. I have a separate teams for ELA as I do for math, because the skills and the ability levels are different from one subject to the next. And all of these items are placed on here with sticky tack because they are fluid. Kids can move at any given time from one group to the next, depending on formative assessments that I make. The other student list that I have are their fluency partners. Fluency is dictated by their Dibble scores, and so I will look at that and decide who it pairs up nicely in terms of speed so they can help build each other up for our daily fluency activities that I have. The other 2 items on this part of the board are a list of our classroom jobs. They change bi-weekly. And I believe I have 13 jobs as of this time. And some jobs happen more frequently than others. Some only are periodic. Some are morning jobs, some are afternoon jobs. I hope to rotate those positions with students. Although I fear that some of the students are not really going to be a good match for some of the jobs. So I'll judge that later. If some student isn't suited, if they're not an early arriver, I may not give them a job that needs to be taken care of in the morning, because it's not going to work out. But so far so good. The jobs are working very well. The other item I have here is our daily attendance charts. Very simple. There's the students. They have The minute they arrive in the morning, that's their first task. They move their clips so that I know that they're here for the day. And then they move with the next activities they have to do in the morning. The last item over here is a board that we use for recess places. We have a very short recess time, so we want to make sure the kids go directly to whatever activity they choose. I have a recess assistant who will call the kids up in groups, and they get to choose what activity they're going to go to. This way we can limit students at particular activities as well. So one group doesn't get out of hand. And that we also encourage them to try something that they may not otherwise try. So, and this, if the students are chosen, if they choose the recess like they did today and they go outside, then this just stays in place